Okay, Flavia, so we've got more essays. Great. Let's take a look straight away at what you wrote. Okay, sorry the font is so small, but I can't fit it all in the same screen, so let's get started. Energy security is the topic. Discuss both views, give your opinion. All right. So the use of renewable energy is increasing substantially in countries all around the globe, although it still remains a controversial issue. Spelling, please be careful. Some argue that these sources are not only cheaper, but also environmentally friendly, spelling, while others believe they can be dangerous for energy security. I strongly believe they are a wonderful alternative to fossil fuels, and this essay will explain why, using examples to prove points and support arguments. Spelling. Okay. Energy security is known to be an uninterrupted availability of energy sources at an affordable price. Because there are only some specific spelling places in the world that have fossil fuels in their territories, because it's places, it is known that disagreements among nations can lead to disruptions, which, with an H, affects fuel sources, infrastructure, or end-use sectors. Due to this fact, energy security is controlled by an agency that mediates the negotiations with energy suppliers to ensure that even in an unexpected event, there will be enough energy for everyone. Although, due to instability of political agreements, this is not an easy task to deal with, and even the International Energy Agency is in favor of developing other local sources of energy to guarantee the world supply. Okay, so, wow, here, instead of although, you needed however. All right, so now that we know we need however and not although, let's try this sentence again. So, however, due to instability of political agreements, this is not an easy task to deal with, and even the International Energy Agency is in favor of developing other local sources of energy to guarantee spelling here the world supply of, and of course, make the most of its benefits. Okay. This is not relevant, okay? You have two views to discuss, Flavia. The first view is that green energy is, okay, let me try it again. Green energy reduces costs and is better for the environment. That's the first view you're supposed to talk about, that green energy reduces costs and is better for the environment. The second view that you're supposed to talk about is the fact that green energy is a threat to energy security. So you talked about energy security here, but you talked about it in terms of fossil fuels and not in terms of green energy. No one is asking or debating the energy security of fossil fuels. Instead, we're trying to see the energy security issues of green energy. Does that make sense? I hope so. I hope I'm saying it clearly. So for me, this is irrelevant, and all this stuff about like an agency, like it feels like you kind of Googled energy security and then like wrote a paragraph, but it's not relevant to the essay, and it doesn't support really anything that we're discussing. Okay, all right. Moving on. The main advantages of green energy are that it is cheaper, not they. It is cheaper and environmentally, LLY, friendly, but there are many more. It is renewable, local, and able to replace fossil fuels in all major areas like electricity, careful with your spelling, heating and fuel for motor vehicles. Due to the fact that they are renewable, once people develop a way to generate... Now, what's going on here? You're going from plural to singular. Be careful. Green energy is singular. Okay, so it is cheaper. It is renewable. It is renewable again. You said it again. Okay. And then it is okay. Furthermore, transportation will no longer be needed as it can be produced locally. I don't know what that means. Why? Are you trying to say that we're not going to have like oil tankers and oil trucks because we can produce green energy like locally? If that's what you mean, then you need to support it. You need to explain that. Don't just assume that the examiner is going to make a mental leap to try to understand what you mean. You need to tell the examiner what you mean. All right? Okay, their usage is basically the same as fossil fuels, but with their usage. Again, its usage is the same as fossil fuels, but with less impact on the environment, which can diminish various ecological problems, for example, the greenhouse effect. Okay. So, yes, the paragraph is fine in terms of being on topic. Yes, this is better. This, as I already told you, had issues. Here you were missing some support. There's lots of spelling issues throughout the essay. All right, let's look at your conclusion. In conclusion, green energy is shown to be advantageous in many ways. Okay, I strongly believe that the development of this source can benefit not only the people, but also help us to be more gentle with our planet. All right, that's lovely. So good. I've already told you pretty much my feedback for the entire essay. There are some issues. I explained to you that this is irrelevant, really. This was good, but there were a couple places where you needed to develop a little more. Okay, so let's move on to your map. Fabulous. Okay. The maps show and illustrate the differences occurring in a specific island in both periods after and before. So, spelling and spelling here, all right? Overall, it is clear that the given island showed important development. No and no e in important. It kept its shape, although many constructions have been made, the beaches remain the same size, and a lake was created. Spelling. On the left side of the island, 2 pine trees on the top were ripped off. All right, well, were removed, and many houses were built to be used as accommodation. No S. In the center of the island, not by, in the center, 3 big buildings have been constructed, and a pier was made in the bottom left shore, where, with an H, now boats are sailing. Going to the right side, 8 houses were built around a footpath, circular, and the pine trees in the bottom right were ripped of as well. No, they were removed. At the right side of the shelters, a lake was placed. You don't really place a lake, you create a lake. Footpaths were added, linking the beach to the buildings, and these to the accommodations. Spelling. Also, a vehicle track is available now, linking the pier to the main building in the center, and this to the one in the bottom of the island. Okay. Let's see. Well, it looks like you mentioned pretty much everything, so that's good. It's fine in terms of the content. Just some of the language obviously is a little inaccurate, some mistakes, but good overall. All right, Flavia, so you've got some work to do now, correcting these essays. I hope that my corrections made sense to you and you understand what kind of changes you need to make. So I'll let you do that. I'll let you correct them, send them back to us with your error correction list, and of course new essays. Good luck, keep writing, looking forward to your next essays.